Okunu, Episode 3. The child the darkness could not. The night in Okunu was a blanket of terror, not a single flame burned outside, not a single foot dared to touch the earth. But from the deep shadows of the land, a sound rose. Speaker high volume, wah. Wah wah. Wah. A baby's cry. Not once. Not twice. But again. And again. All through the black of night. Inside the modern bamboo homes tied with red cloth, the villagers stood behind closed windows, hearts beating with dread. Old woman, medium dark skin tone, elder woman, whispering. No chicken crows at midnight, and no child cries in the dark and lives to see morning. This is not an ordinary sound. They didn't sleep. They couldn't. The land held its breath, for Okunu at night was a place where even spirits walked. As the golden fingers of the sunlight broke the silence, the villagers emerged like ants after heavy rain, slow, cautious, and in numbers. From every hut, they came, barefoot, wrappers still untied, hands over mouths in disbelief. Drawn by the cry. Led by fear. And there, in the middle of the open field near the edge of the village, they saw her. A newborn baby girl, lying alone on the red earth. Wrapped in glowing white cloth, her arms raised toward the sky, crying out like she was calling the gods themselves. She was untouched. Unburnt. Unbeaten. Not even the ants claimed her. The same ground where goats disappear, she lay upon, breathing. The villagers stood still. Old man, medium dark skin tone, elder said. If the moon sleeps and a child still sings, ask the wind what kept her alive. Woman, medium skin tone, curly hair woman in wrapper, clutching her chest. Where is her mother? No one could answer. No one had seen a pregnant woman cry. No woman had screamed in labor. No death. No birth. Only this child. Two brave women stepped forward. They looked at each other, nodding. One of them bent and lifted the baby carefully, whispering, "You will not cry alone again." Together, with the others, they carried her back into the sacred fence-tag houses, where ancestral judgments were made. At the center of the compound, they laid her inside a woven baby basket, placed in the very middle of the crowd. As elders, women, and men stood around arguing. Voices clashed like the wind in the palm trees. Old woman, medium dark skin tone, the woman with gray hair said in pity. Maybe she's a gift from the ancestors. But the angry man still insisted. Or maybe a curse from the forest. No child sleeps where spirits walk and lives to tell the tale. The air grew hot. Dust rose from the stamping of many bare feet. And then he came. The spiritualist, tall, lean, his skin coated in white chalk and charcoal, his eyes hidden behind caremarked veils. Bones rattled around his waist. His feet made no sound. He walked into the crowd and stopped before the basket. Then the spiritualist, deep voice like thunder crawling. A baby. Left in the open arms of night. Not touched. Not eaten. Not even sneezed on by the wind. No child survives the forest of Okunu unless the darkness itself calls her kin. He raised his wooden staff, carved from Iroko wood. Take her to her dead mother's hut. Lay her on the bamboo bed. Do not feed her. Do not water her. For 7 days, she must lie untouched. If she lives, then the truth will rise. The baby was taken to her mother's old hut, quiet and cracked, vines crawling up the walls. They placed her gently on the bamboo bed, still wrapped in white. And they walked away. They locked the door. And no one looked back. But that night, musical notes, a sound returned. Not crying. Not groaning. Laughter. From inside the hut, the villagers heard it. Soft laughter. Baby laughter. And the sound of something, or someone, playing with her. They peeked through the cracks of the hut. An empty room. Only the baby, smiling and clapping her tiny hands. No one else. But laughter filled the room. Days pass, 7 nights. Each night, the same. Laughter. Play. Sometimes humming. Sometimes silence, then sudden joy. Not once did she cry. Not once did she call. The villagers began whispering. One of the women said in fear, "I fear she laughs with those we buried." Day 8, morning. The elders, curious and terrified, returned. The door was opened slowly. She was alive. Healthy. Smiling. Sitting up on the bamboo bed. No adult had touched her. No food. No water. And yet, her white cloth still shimmered as if freshly wrapped. A silence swallowed the village. Old man, medium dark skin tone old man, trembling. How can a child drink nothing, and still glow like moonlight on water? They left the hut in silence, walking backwards like mourners. They didn't understand her. So they feared her. Weeks later, they returned again. She was sitting outside the hut, playing with stones, building towers. Her legs strong. Her hands steady. Woman, medium dark skin tone young woman, gasping. She's sitting. But who taught her? No one answered. The air swallowed their questions. Years later, the girl grew. Her name was ENE, the one kept by mystery, mother of all children. She was now tall, graceful, always in flowing white robes that seemed to shine at dusk. One morning, she stood outside their compound, sweeping the red earth slowly, like a ritual. Her afro crowned her head, rich and uncombed like a wild halo. She sang softly, no words, just melody. From afar, villagers peeked from their homes, fear in their eyes. Old woman, medium dark skin tone villagers warning their grandchildren. She is not meant for day or night. Stay away. She is the laughter of the unseen. After sweeping, ENE picked up her clay pot. She walked to the stream. But as soon as she arrived, others ran out of the water. Some dropped their pots. Some screamed. Others whispered prayers and fled. ENE said nothing. She filled her pot. And walked home alone, as always. That was when she made her decision. If the world feared her daylight, then she would make the night her companion. She began to move like a shadow. Fetching water at midnight, singing softly to the moon. Entering the forest for firewood, barefoot, with no lamp, guided only by stars. Her presence became legend. A girl born of silence, who laughed in darkness, who walked where others died. In Okunu, the trees have tongues and the wind remembers. They said ENE should have died. But the darkness chose her. And when night becomes your home, the world will never call you ordinary again.